Hi, welcome to Snow Better Lifestyle. If you are new here, my name is Donna. I turned 61 in March. I raised 6 kids ages 28 to 39, and my son will be 40 on June 5th, like next Thursday. My oldest son. And I work from home. I work remotely from home for a tech company, and I started my health journey in November of 2023. I was titrated up to 5 milligrams in February of 2024, and as of this morning, I am down 84 pounds. I got on the scale today after 5 weeks of either being exactly the same or going up slightly. I am down to 227.8. Last week I was 233.8, so I don't know what's going on, but I did finally break what I was feeling like was a stall. So that's good. I mean, who knows what's going to happen over the next few weeks, next month, but I feel a little better. Come here, Fuzzbet. Because I've just been seeing so many people that have been in the same amount of time of a stall. There was another gal that I've been watching for a long time, and she had a 4-month stall that she just broke. And I think as you get closer to your goal weight, it gets less. You get less and less weight lost on a weekly basis. So I need to get my mental space ready for less weight loss. It'll happen. It'll just take longer because I'm down, like I said, 84 pounds since November of 2023. And my highest weight, I've mentioned before, was 320. So when I get down to 220, I will be 100 pounds down from my highest weight. I have been on 5 milligrams for nearly the entire time. I was on 2.5 for a couple months, and then I got titrated up to 5 in February of 2024, and it has helped me to lose 84 pounds. So I'm excited about that. I was really letting the scale dictate how I felt, and I really have to work on that. I can say one thing but feel another, so I can say to you, that's no problem that I went up 2 pounds this week, not a problem at all, and it actually can be. So I'm trying really hard to not let the ups and downs of each week affect how I feel about how I'm doing. Apparently my body was not ready for the last month to let go. And this week it let go. The only thing that I did different this week than last week is that I went into the office one day. I went on Tuesday into the office and I walked around a little bit, but it wasn't a heavy amount of activity. It was just, taking the lift, going to the office, getting in the elevator, going to the floor that I'm on, walking in, sitting down, working, going back out, going to the lift, and coming home. That I don't know how that would have made a huge difference in the weight. I think it was just needing to be released. But I am happy that I'm going the other direction. Okay, so that's good. I'm going to take my shot after. There wasn't really. I didn't get to my workout again. I am going to try again this week. Part of the problem or part of the issue was this week, a couple of our account managers came back from being on vacation and just kind of dropped all the things. So I wound up working I only had 4 days. I also didn't get my labs done. So that I'm going to do at the beginning of this coming week because, like I said, we got a bunch of work kind of dropped in our lap when they came back, which is fine. It's part of what I do for a living, but it also affected my ability to get out of the house to go take care of some of these things like going and getting my blood work. So Monday I'll go get my blood work. I'm kind of feeling better this week because I did lose weight, because I was starting to question whether or not I was on the right type, on the right, what you call it, on the 5 milligram was still okay for me. So apparently it still is. We will see once I get my blood work done this coming week. And once I get my blood work, I will put a little thing on my community post so you guys can see whether or not it's still working on my A1C or not. It is working on my blood pressure still. Every time I take my blood pressure, it's normal. Before I started on Mounjaro, my blood pressure was way up there. I think I've dropped a chart before that showed you how high it was before and how high it is now. Now it's normal as long as I'm taking my Mounjaro. Okay, so for this week, I ate the same. You saw I did a haul yesterday, just to give you a feel for the types of things that I've been eating. I'm trying to change some stuff up a little bit. I tried my little dash egg thing, which was awesome. I added some eggs into tuna. I just had boiled eggs. It was great. Just put a few eggs in the little dash thing with some water, plug it in, push the button, and go off and do whatever I was doing. So I really like, and it's just the right amount. So I'm not making a dozen to 2 dozen eggs that are going to wind up, I'm not going to eat them. It's much easier for me if I just do the amount I'm going to eat in a week so that it doesn't go bad. Okay, so that was one thing that was different, was just I used my dash egg thingy. And what else did I do this week? Did I do anything else different? Oh, I'm wearing this blazer. I'm going to stand up a second, so just be prepared. This blazer I got from Dia & Co. And when I got it, I'll put a little video. Let me back up a little bit so you can see. It closes. This is a non-scale victory for me. Okay, yeah, and I'm starting to notice some in the belly area. I still have the belly, of course, but I'm starting to notice a little bit more indentation. And this blazer that I got from D & Co, I think I paid over $100 for it. So I was like questioning whether to do that, but I did. And it now closes pretty much. There's still some down here, but I was really excited about that. Also, I don't know what the sticky is. When I got dressed for work this week, I tucked my shirt in. I tucked my shirt in when I went, I wore my black skirt that I like, and I tucked my shirt in to go into the office. I would not have done that a year ago. No way. And so that, and you can't really see it in the picture as well as I would like, but I took the shirt and tucked it into the skirt, and I went to work like that. And I had somebody from work tell me they really liked my blouse. So just, oh, okay, thank you. I'm not around people very much. I don't know if you can tell, but not so much anymore. I was when my kids were little and when they were growing up, but not so much in the last, I don't know, decade or so. But I thought that was kind of neat. She's like in her 30s or whatever. He's like, I love seeing you because I love the blouses that you wear. And so I thought that was really, really sweet of her. She didn't have to say anything. We don't see each other but once a month when I pop in, if she's there. It's not even once a month. So I thought that was kind of neat, but also the fact that I tucked in my shirt this week. And I am still super, super self-conscious about the belly area, but I felt a little less self-conscious. And when, like I said, when I went with my daughter to see that show a week or two ago, I tucked in my shirt into my skirt. And the other thing that I realized is that I have 2 pairs of size 20 jeans and that skirt. The only things that fit me. I don't have any dress pants. So that's something that I will probably get because I do need to go to the office on occasion. And I wouldn't mind having a nice pair of black dress pants for, wearing with this blazer or whatever. So I just, like I said, those are like little non-scale victories for this week. Just I'm able to close this and I wasn't able to when I first got it. So big deal for me, big deal for me. Otherwise, I can't think of anything else. I was going to, okay, so I asked ChatGPT, so this is the discussion part. If you're not interested in that, feel free to go on to the next. Or yeah, you can go on to the next, but make sure you hit like before you leave. If you're already subscribed, if you're not subscribed, hit like and subscribe if you want to see further. But right now I'm going to talk about the topic that ChatGPT came up for me. And it's going to be changed a little bit because it's not exactly what I would typically talk about. Okay, so let me grab some water. Okay, why I'm not chasing skinny, I'm chasing strong. Yeah, I am actually. I'm chasing healthy versus strong because strong will come along with being healthy. So I wasn't sure I liked that title as well, but I am not. I keep saying my goal is 175. Okay, 175 is fluffy. It is not what someone who is 5'2" would normally strive for, but I have been that weight in the past, and I was happy with that weight. We will see when I get to 175, which is what? 25, 50, 52 pounds or so I have to go to get to 175, which is amazing to me because I can remember being over, being 320 or being 310 and going, my gosh, I have 100 pounds plus to go. I don't have 100 pounds plus to go. I have 50 something pounds to go. And I have to keep reminding myself of that. I have to say, you've already lost 84 and you do have 50, but it's going to take longer to lose the last 50 than it took to lose the 84. So it's just something I have to remind myself. And like we talked about, I need to get to the working out, get into the moving, get into that. And I'm not going to say plan. I know it's, and that was the other thing I wanted to bring up before we get into this. I really appreciate all the comments and discussions and messages and support on my last video. It gave me a lot of food for thought. I can be kind of rigid in my thinking and in my belief, and it did give me some food for thought. Part of it was I'm sitting here saying I can't meal plan, because it's just me by myself. That's silly, meal planning, but I can prepare ingredients and I can do other things that'll help me, because what I am finding, and I have mentioned this before, is that I do grab Cleos, popsicles, things that are quick, and then I look at, there's the protein, there's the calories, whatever, and I'm not doing as much of the preparing meals. My breakfast every single morning, just about the same time every morning. I have been really, really strict about that. I have to have breakfast. Now, had you asked me 15 months ago, like I said, I had 6 kids in 12 years. I was sick as a dog every morning for like 12 years. Not every year for 12 years, but I did not like to eat in the morning. And one of the big changes for me has been I eat every single morning. Now, if you're doing intermittent fasting and stuff like that, that wouldn't work necessarily. I am trying to, I don't eat after a certain time at night, and then I eat first thing in the morning. Although I'm not as strict on the eating late, because sometimes I get busy with work and all of a sudden it's already 7:30, 8 o'clock and I haven't eaten. So, yeah. So, yeah. I'm trying to remember what I was talking about. That's what happens when you get old. All right, so ChatGPT says, why I'm not chasing skinny, I'm chasing strong. I'm chasing healthy. So I stopped trying to be skinny. I'm not, for me individually, personally, I'm not shooting for skinny. I'm shooting for healthy. And for me, healthy is good A1C, good blood pressure, good, my lab blood number, my blood work numbers being really good as it can be, over 61, and having the energy to be able to get around and do things and not feeling weighted down every morning. And I'm trying to work on better sleep as well, because it was a little better this week, but the week before that was not great. So I'm working on improving my sleep. Okay. Okay, so it says, in today's video, I'll share how my goals shifted, why strong looks different for everyone, and how you can redefine success on your journey. So you don't have to have, of course, the same goals. I mean, BMI might be important to you. Being able to fit into size, whatever size, 6, 8, 10, whatever, may be important for you. But personally, for me, it's being stronger and healthier, because I have watched in person my mom go from being very vibrant, energetic person, and she's been my weight off and on my entire life from the time I was a teenager. She got up to over 300, lost 100 pounds on a deal a meal with Richard Simmons. And I'm saying Richard Simmons again, Chris. But she did deal a meal and lost 100 pounds. And then I ran into some health issues as she got older. Her weight went up and down, just like mine has. And her strength at 80 basically is gone. And I don't want to wind up in the same situation. So I'm trying to break that cycle. And breaking that cycle means that I need to do things for health more than I have to do for the aesthetic or for the look or for what size I fit into. So that's why for me, it's more important to be strong and healthy versus a certain number on the scale. I still have to work on that, because I've talked about it before, and I say that so much, guys. I'm sorry, but I bring that stuff back into future videos. But I have been hyper-focused. I mean, I don't weigh in every day, so I don't know what my weight is on a daily basis, but I know what it is every Saturday morning. And it does still affect my mood. It does affect my mood. I'm trying hard not to let it affect my mood. I understand all the things that go around that are involved with getting on that scale. I know. I mean, we just had this experience with me being the same weight for 3 weeks, and then up a week, and then down like 3.5 pounds, almost 4 pounds in 1 week. So I know that our body does this and that everybody's different. But back of my mind is still terrified that I'm going to go back to being the 300 and something pounds again, and I didn't realize how much that bothered me until I actually was successful in losing weight. When I got to 250 pounds, I bawled like a baby. I had not been 250 pounds or less for 20 years. And I couldn't believe that it had actually happened. And I know it has a lot to do with what I'm doing along with the medication. But for so many years, I was shooting for that. It wasn't like I was like, I'm just going to stay 300 and something pounds. I love it. I love being uncomfortable, not able to sit anywhere without worrying about stuff breaking. I love having to ask for an extension when I go onto an airplane. I love the way people look at me when I walk into a room. I love all that. And no, I didn't. But being adaptable is part of my nature. So I just kind of smiled and laughed it off, for so many years. So, and I know there are a lot of you out there that are in that same thing. So it's a tough thing to break. It's a tough thing to break. All right. So it says, part 1, why I started with the scale. All right. So I was just talking about that. What the number on the scale was always so important. When we went on a diet, that was how we measured success. There wasn't as much discussion back in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s about non-scale victories as there are now, because as has been discovered, as we've been taught over the years, my success in all things, not just in weight loss, but in business and in life and in family, is going to be different than your success. So for me, like I said, I want strength and health more than I want to look good in a bathing suit. Not even close to a concern for me. I just want to be healthy, comfortable, and strong. Because as I was saying, I kind of went off on a tangent, but as I was saying, my mom's strength deteriorated over the years. And I'm not saying that I'm going to be miraculous and I'm not going to lose strength as I get older. I just want to control as much as I can and try to be as strong as I can and healthy over the next 20 years. Because the women in my family do tend to live longer. So I don't want to be like I was over 300 pounds and unhealthy and weak and unable to manage myself. And so, like I said, I started focused on the scale. Okay, so it says about external pressures, media, old habits, weight charts. So I determined that the weight charts are not what I am going to use as my goals. Again, everyone's different. I am shooting for 175 because 175 has been good for me in the past because of the way I'm built, because, I just would rather stick to about that. We will see when I get there. If it feels like I need to take off another 10, 15 pounds, then I will take off 10, 15 pounds. But it's not going to be based on aesthetics. It's not going to be based on whether I can get into a certain size. That's just for me. Everybody's different. I want to be a size 10. I want to be a size 8. For me, it's more, I want my clothes to fit good. I want to be comfortable. I want to tuck in my shirts. And you know what I've got a big one. I've never been able to cross my legs. I lie. I was able to cross my legs when I was in my 20s. But I haven't been able to sit in a chair and cross my legs for a very, very, very long time. So that's going to be a big goal for me, is being able to sit in a chair, and I can just do my ankles right now because I have a lot of the weight in the bottom half of my body, and my belly and my thighs and in my hips are all down there. So that's a really tough one for me to get to, but that would be good. And I think at 175, I would be able to do it. Right now at 227, no, not yet. But at some point, I hope to be able to do that. Okay. So it says, I thought if I got to a certain weight, everything would feel better. Now, I am not at maintenance and I'm not at my 175 yet. So, but I have to say, since I started 15 months ago, I was 311, and I honestly did not believe that the weight loss would come along with the reduction in my A1C. I heard it. I watched some videos. I thought, oh, that's really great for them. I'm glad that it worked for them, etc. Until I took my first shot of 5 milligrams in February of 2024. And that changed everything. It changed everything in the sense that what's going on? I'm not like wanting to eat all the time. Or I'm not thinking about dinner after I finished lunch. And I'm not grabbing, I don't have bags of Reese's peanut butter cups or a box of cookies or sitting next to me at my computer. And I was able to stop eating. I mean, like the other day I ordered, what did I order? Oh, IHOP. I ordered an omelet from IHOP. I love the omelets at IHOP with the spinach and the hollandaise and everything else. There's high protein in the omelet, but the hollandaise sauce is not great for you. It's got a lot of fat in it. But I cut it in half and put it in the flippin' fridge. A year and a half ago, I would not have done that. So those are the little things that are, it feels better now, and I have not reached my goal. I'm already able to tuck my shirt in, fit in a theater seat, not have to ask the stewardess for an extension. I'm shopping for an office chair because my office chair is hurting my butt. I think it's hurting my butt because I think my butt has gotten smaller. So shopping for office chairs, I don't have to go 300 and up. So there's just all those little things that feel good. I'm able to put this, before I couldn't get them together. The lapel of my jacket, couldn't. So there's a lot of things and those are just basic lifestyle type upgrades. And I think when I get to my weight, it's not necessarily going to make everything better. It's just going to make things a little easier. We still have to do the same things, deal with family, deal with work, we're still going to have all that. But it's going to be a lot less strenuous on us. We'll have more energy. We'll have more strength. We'll feel like everything is worth it. But again, we're still going to be having all those challenges that we have now, just less of the ones related to how much space we take up in the world. So that will make the other things easier to handle, I would imagine. Okay, the shift to strength, when you realized being smaller wasn't the full picture. I think part of the picture is being smaller so you can fit things a little, just average, everyday, normal stuff that other people who were not at the weight we were just took for granted. I mean, I remember the first time I got on the plane and I was able to snap my belt without having to ask for an extension. It was a couple young, thin people sitting next to me, and I went, my belt, it fits. I don't have to ask for an extension. People in front of me, people in back of me, they heard it, and the two people next to me were like, and you have no idea how that affects the way you feel about yourself overall. For people who take that for granted, it's going to be something we will take for granted in a year, 2 years, whatever. But they just been taken for granted their entire life because they didn't have the challenge of struggling with their weight. Okay. Is talking about share the moment or moments that made you rethink your goal. Walking longer distances, lifting something heavier, feeling mentally clearer. So for me, walking longer distances is one of them. Going to my mailbox used to be a huge ordeal. And now I just went this morning without a second thought. And when I used to walk to the mailbox to go check my mail, I would come back in pain. My back, and it's really not that far. It's really not that. It's like around the corner, and I don't know exactly how far is far. I think it's maybe half a mile. It's not very far at all. But I would come back in pain, my back in pain, winded, and it wasn't far at all. And now I grabbed my keys and ran out there and came back. No physical issues whatsoever. So that really made a big difference. I go to the office and I can, walk to the building, get in the elevator, walk around, and not have any, oh, I've got to sit down going on anymore. I went with my kids to the mall last Christmas, and was able to walk around a lot more. I did have to sit once, I think. And that was, I don't remember what my weight was back then. I think it was just over 250 or just around 250 when that happened. But it was a lot better than when I was 300 and something and had to sit every couple minutes. So it was definitely an improvement. I wanted to feel strong, capable, and healthy, not just light. Yeah, that's what I'm working towards. What strength means to me now. Physical stamina, endurance, and balance. Mental resilience, showing up, and boundaries. Yeah, I'm got a lot more boundaries going on now that I've lost the weight. Emotional confidence and self-compassion. Strong can mean showing up for yourself even when it's hard. So I still have a long way to go in terms of some of these things. I developed more confidence, definitely, for sure. I can see it in the way that I interact with people, engage with people. I'm not hiding as much as I used to. I used to hide. I mean, granted, I did some Sweet Adelines and I got up on stage, even at, I was 320 pounds when I got up on stage to sing, because I love to sing and I was willing to push through because I really did not want to give up on that opportunity to be able to sing and participate. But now, if I were to do it, I think it would be even better, because I am much more confident than I used to be. I still, like I said, have a ways to go. I still struggle with the number on the scale. I still have times when I am not nice to myself. I'm trying to do better when it comes to that, and trying to be more compassionate with myself over things that I may not have had control over. Mental resilience, showing up. I think I'm more resilient. I don't know, are you? Are you finding as you're losing the weight that you're more resilient? I am doing a lot more things, showing up. I'm going, and I got on a plane to go see my kids. I got on a plane to go see my daughter do her TEDx. I went to a show. I mean, I've been doing a lot more things than I would have done a year and a half ago, because I just didn't want to embarrass anybody or get in anybody's, because that was the big thing for me. I didn't want to get in anybody's way. You know, I was always concerned that I'm too big, I'm taking up too much space. So I'm doing a lot more things that I wouldn't have done as former Donna. So that's good. And boundaries. I've definitely been doing that of late. I let people walk all over me when I was that big, because I felt so apologetic about my size. And not everybody is like that. You know, I don't know if it's because I was raised in the 60s. You know, I don't know if that's why 60s and 70s, whether I just felt apologetic for being my size and taking up space and not being what society thought was a good person, because I didn't have the willpower or the strength, or I didn't meet what the requirements. And at this point in my life, I don't care if I meet those requirements. I care whether or not I am healthy, strong, and contributing. That's the big thing. And I think I can contribute more, be healthier and stronger by continuing to lose the weight and get strong, versus what size I can fit into at, you know, what weight. All right, so it says, if you're chasing a number, maybe ask, what else are you chasing besides a number? So for me, I am chasing a number just so I have you know, like I weigh myself every week as a gauge. I don't do it every day. I think I would be a basket case if I weighed myself every day. That's just me. So I weigh myself every week, and it gives me an idea, you know, do I need to change something? And we found out just this last month that no, not really. I did exactly the same thing for like a month, and now I'm down. I was the same, up, down. You know, so what I'm doing is okay. It's just my body wasn't ready to let go. And it just went, oh, okay, and it let go. So I think for a lot of us, that's going to be the case, especially as we get closer, you know, 50, 40, 30 pounds. What else are you chasing? Okay, so I'd like to encourage you to take a look at what your goals have been or what your goals are now, and look at and establish goals that aren't necessarily numbers. I'm not saying get rid of the numbers. The numbers are important. Not saying the numbers aren't important, but there has to be something else that you're striving for besides a number. Like for me, like I said, the big thing I keep bringing up is that belt, not having to get an extension on a plane, being able to fit in a theater seat, things like that. Those are maybe seem small goals, but they were goals. And now my next one is going to be able to cross my legs. I don't know if I ever will be able to, but you know, that's one of the things. It's like, oh, you know, I see people, they sit and then they just cross their legs. I've never been able. Again, I shouldn't say that. I was able to do it when I was a kid and when I was in my 20s. But after I had all my kids, it got harder and harder to do that. I was never one for sitting there and crossing my legs anyway, but it is a kind of, it's a goal for me. So we will see in 6 months to a year whether I'm able to do that. I figure it's probably going to be another year before I get the rest of this weight off, because it is going to go slower. Okay, so what does strong mean to you? Comment below. I'd love to hear it. Okay, and if this message resonated with you about strength, what was it? Why I'm not chasing skinny, I'm chasing strong, or for me, I'm chasing healthy. Are you? Well, you don't have to tell me if you're chasing skinny, but Hi. Okay, so this is I'm going to put this at the end of the video because I talked for 37 minutes straight. I'm going to go edit, remove some stuff that was blathering, but I just wanted to thank everyone for showing up and liking and helping me with this journey, because to be honest, I didn't start recording until I think it was April, and I had already been on Mounjaro for a couple months because I was working. I was losing weight. It was feeling like this was going to be the time. So I turned on my camera and started talking to everyone and started watching other people. Cheryl's son is one of the first ones that I started watching on a regular basis, and I will put her thing on the bottom there. Also, Wise Mounjaro, Chris, is a great one to follow, and there's quite a few that I really like, and I'll put a few in the bottom in the description. There's some that I watch for their hauls. There's some I watch for their recipes. There's some I watch for their support. So I will put that in the description. My video this week was kind of rambly, so I'm going to try and clean that up a little bit. But it was a really good week. I mean, it's a good week. I lost the weight. I feel a little bit relieved that I don't think I'm going to have to titrate up. I will get my blood work done probably on Monday. Yeah, I will get my blood work done on Monday, and then midweek, when I get results, I will put the results that I'm comfortable providing on there so that you guys can see whether or not this is still working for me A1C wise. And I think that's it for this week. Yeah, it is. If I've got anything else, I'll do like a bonus video during the week. There won't be a grocery haul this week because I usually do them every other week. I know it seems like a lot of food I get on my haul, but they tend to last 2 weeks. And I still had cottage cheese and grated cheese, and I had a lot of other stuff from last time, and it'll last me for 2 weeks. So I'll do a grocery haul in 2 weeks because it's just me. And I think I mentioned that I like the dash egg thingy. Okay, so if you enjoyed this, don't forget to hit like, please, on the way out. If you're not subscribed yet, please hit subscribe. I do a weekly 30-minute or so update on what happened, and then I'll add like a little talking point thing. There'll probably be a lot of text added to it because I was really rambly today. And that's it. Oh, and I think I'm going to need new clothes pretty soon, but I haven't decided whether I'm going to go to a thrift store or if I'm going to go to Old Navy, but I do need some work pants. I don't need a lot, like one pair, but I realized all I had was jeans and that black skirt, and that's it. I have a lot of blouses, but I don't have a lot of bottoms because of the weight I've lost has pretty much eliminated a lot of the stuff that I have in the house right now. So those are going to get gotten rid of. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate you. And I will talk to you next week. Okay, bye.